Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and today I'm using Poppy Palin's Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And the reading is for Monday, May 17th, 2021. And as always, I'm looking for a message to help heal our souls and help for the day. Okay. So we have the Three of Coins reversed as the theme, flanked by the Page of Wands and the Six of Coins, and everything is reversed. Okay, no big deal. We can work through that, but I am going to have to turn the card upright to read it better in the beginning. So actually, this is really cool. We've got all these creatures. We've got a frog, we have a duck, we have, I don't know if it's, no, it can't be a hummingbird, it's too big, but there's a bird. and do we have, well, it's moving through water, so there's some type of a trolley. But the main message, of course, with the three, and we have our little sprite up here that she always has in all of her decks, like the little spiritual helpers. But you can see there's actually 4 people here. In the traditional Rider-Waite, there's only 3, but the meaning of the card is teamwork. So these guys are up here on a bridge, and they're helping this guy get through, because he's traveling somewhere, and he's like, thumbs up to this guy, thanks for the help, type of a thing. So of course the true meaning with the Three of Coins or materials or pentacles, discs, whatever you want to call it, has to do with work and teamwork and competent people that are competent, competent labor or competent brains that work together, and it has to do with planning and learning and the dedication that it takes to do your job well. Well, because it came through reversed, it could just be that this day is about not having the teamwork that you want. Might be a day, it's Mondays, sometimes Mondays are like that, when you feel kind of disorganized and unmotivated, like you might rather just have one more day off. Or if you can take the day off or you're retired, it might be a day where you just decide not to do a whole lot. Because, unless you have to do something, if you can take the day off, it would be a good day. Because we do need days like that, for regrouping. But if you do have to work, you're going to need to set the intention to do your best, in spite of the fact that you don't have any motivation. And do your best to give your best. Even if people around you are not supportive. But if we set the intention to give our best, that certainly can affect people around us. It certainly can, without trying to control them at all, but just by doing our best. And then with the Six of Coins, again, Six of Discs, this has to do with giving and receiving. And we've got Santa Claus there. We have a homeless person, where we have a lady that's giving to a homeless person, and maybe the dog is with the homeless people. There's 2 homeless people here, and we can see the artwork here that has to do with help. So we've got the helping hands, and of course this card upright is all about generosity and sharing, and balancing out the resources that we have so that the giving and receiving is one, because that is the true meaning of giving and receiving really are one. When we're giving to others, most of the time, as long as it's in balance, if they're receiving us or we're not over giving or giving to get, if we're giving with healthy boundaries, then the giving and receiving does feel like one force, and it is one force. But when it comes through reversed, then we're in that realm of, there's some kind of, like I said, giving to get, strings attached. There might even be like a little bit of an debt sometimes, inequality other times, where maybe people are like power playing and acting like they're the ones that have it all, so they're just going to keep it all. And then there's not that teamwork. I mean, these cards do go together really well. When the three of discs or three of pentacles comes through reversed, along with the six of pentacles reversed, six of coins, you are in that realm of people tightening up and not wanting to work with each other because somebody could be putting themselves, on airs, like putting in their unhealthy pride and putting themselves in a superior position and looking down on other people who don't have what they have, or, in any way, shape, or form, right? Like, brains, money, brawn, whatever you call it, there's all types of unhealthy pride. There is spiritual pride, where we can put ourselves above others just because we think we know more spiritually than others. That can be a huge trap. There can be intellectual pride, where, people think that they're better than us because they have, I don't know, PhDs and master's degrees and higher education, or that they're just that intellectual superiority or intellectual power is better than anything else. Anytime we're putting ourselves or other people are putting themselves above someone else, like feeling like I'm better than you in any way, shape, or form, we're in pride. And that is actually the root of all distortion. It's not money. It's the love of money that is the greatest distortion, and it's the love of being superior, or the negative pleasure that you actually get when you feel like you're better than someone else. That's our biggest downfall. So, that's something to really contemplate, because to be in that is definitely going in the wrong direction. And then other people can feel like, oh, I'm so much better at loving than other people, or I'm so much better at being in control and powerful. Like, they can get off on go into negative pleasure around power tripping, in any way, shape, or form. And of course, money is used many times. A lot of people falsely believe that money is the most powerful thing in the world. It actually isn't. And I wouldn't say that love is, well, love probably is the most powerful thing in the world and in the universe, because it's what the universe is made of. But most people don't understand what real love is. Real love is also truth, and it's equality and fairness and justice, and it has healthy, strong boundaries so that it can be vulnerable when the time is right. It's not submission. Real love is not submission. It's not the lack of healthy boundaries. It's not giving until you have nothing left to give. Oh, I think I'm preaching to the choir here with you guys. So let's look at the Page of Wands reverse. So let me bring the image up right. So when it's straight up, I mean, we have the salamander, the regeneration of the salamander as we do in the traditional Rider-Waite. But just looking at this younger person with a flashlight, and they're on a mission to go have some fun. And we've got the nature sprite in the background. We've got butterflies. Maybe they're on an adventure. They're on an adventure, an exploration. And that's what the Page of Wands is all about. It has to do with some brand new, project oftentimes, or an adventure like these kids are on, like a hike in the woods and up the stream, around the stream, or over the stream, wherever they want to go, they're going to go for it. And they've got their flashlights, so, they're safe. But it can also be just being really enthusiastic and optimistic. It's about taking initiative. Sometimes it brings in, because the pages usually deliver news, sometimes it brings in really good news. But because it came through reversed, we have to look at that meaning, which has to do with, could be bad news. It could be that we're just tired and worn out and kind of frazzled. So we don't have, or at least for the morning, we're not going to have the, the optimism that can come through. We can have a little bit of pessimism going on sometimes when the Page of Wands is reversed. It's, lack of energy, sometimes feeling discouraged. So let me use this deck if I can reach it. It's this deck here, this Quantum Oracle. Let's use that to see what else we get. It might just be one of those days, or this reading might just be one of those readings where it's more about how to heal the soul, because I can't imagine. Well, we can all have bad days. Sometimes we just have bad days. There's that possibility, but I just want to check in a little further to see. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it can be sometimes maybe that we're wanting to travel, but we're feeling that we don't have everything we need to travel right now. Now that's interesting, because, unless we're all vaccinated up and still wear like maybe 2 masks and a face shield so that your eyes are protected, I wouldn't feel safe getting on a plane right now. But road tripping could be lots of fun and would be much cheaper. So there's no reason to go into a belief in lack, because there's almost always a workaround. But you do have to use you do have to tap into your spirit. Sorry, these cards are kind of bent. You do have to tap into your spirit to find your intuition to help you manifest. So I think these cards are helping us see how, just using one example about wanting to travel, that we just need to tap into a place where we believe that there's more than enough, because there is. There always is. There always is. In fact, a belief in lack is actually what makes, these like greedy politicians the way they are. And they also, I think, don't believe in reincarnation or past lives. Otherwise, they would not be damaging themselves so much. But anyway, to kind of bring this full circle with the 3 of Coins reversed, I think if we go to Spirit, we're going to have the teamwork we need. And if we open up to the abundance of the universe, there's no reason to hold back from being generous, right? Because that is the truth is that the universe is full of unlimited abundance. That's the nature of the universe. Nature keeps growing. It keeps come on. All we ever have to do is ponder the fact that the Earth is spinning at like 67,000 miles an hour, spinning as it's moving through time and space this way within, the galaxy that we're in. and there's most likely more than one universe. There's most likely multiverses. And here we are spinning on this planet at 67,000 miles per hour, and we don't fall off. So if that doesn't convince you that the universe is made in a foundation, a mold of love, then I don't know what would. You just have to remember, we're flying through time and space. We have the speed of light, the speed of sound, the speed of consciousness. So there's no reason to go into lack. So when we have lack in our lives, we haven't tapped into our intuition to break out of it, and what we're identifying with is just what we have currently in our material world, which is limited. We have to break out of that and like travel to another universe to get to our intuition and manifestation, which is, of course, on the inner levels. So I guess our armchair traveling, I suppose. But if you really are wanting to travel, we can plan. We can make those plans. Make sure we're vaccinated. And this could be speaking to a little bit of what's going on in the eastern states with the hacking that happened that has blocked the ability for, the pipeline, I guess, that I can't remember the name of it, but the pipeline colonial or something like that, I think. Now that is definitely a place of lack, where if you can't get gas, you can't do your road trip in. But then again, if you could afford it, you could. If you could afford it, and if travel, actually, I should back up and say what needs to happen in the future is we need to have all electric cars and trucks and places where we can stop and recharge and plug in and recharge. So there has been a lack of consciousness that has created the situation that we're in, and that is a travel issue. We're going to have to tap into our intuition and our spiritual minds and put them all together in order to shift everything in the future. But that's what is manifest in the physical realm. Who you truly are on the inner levels and what is possible in the future is unlimited. You have unlimited potential to tap into. And maybe some of you have some great ideas on how to work through these issues. I do love that Biden has already assembled a cybersecurity. I think they're working on a cybersecurity bill, but he has a task force going in that direction because it's important. It's really, really important. So it's this bridging. It's literally this bridging the spiritual world with the physical world that can be the most challenging. But no matter what, stay in your optimistic place, because that's what creates something new. Like if you're on an adventure to find a solution, you will find it eventually. Of course, in your own personal life, it's going to be easier than dealing with government and energy resources. So, okay, well, I guess that's it for today. I think if I keep going, I'm just going to be repeating myself. Okay, thanks you guys. Take good care.